Yo, what's guys, the best class here. Today we're at 7,385 trophies. We're pretty high, and we're currently at 620th in the world. We're playing our Logbait, my favorite deck, and there's only 3 days and 8 hours left in the season. This season I'm trying to plan to finish top 500 or 600 at least, to improve my record of 900. It's kind of lousy here. Right, so I kind of beat some tough matchups today. Again, not surprising. First, I want to show you guys this match against minor wall breakers here, because I want you guys to master this matchup as well. So here, I'm going to go with the princess in the back. And he's going to play wall breaker, so I'm just going with an ice spirit. And I don't have to use my log here because a princess can finish off the wall breakers. He goes for a minor, so I go for a knight. Really nice block there. He goes for a magic archer. Here I log it out of the way so it doesn't get an extra hit on my tower. Here I noticed that I can cycle back to my princess here to kill that magic archer and go for an ice spirit. Unfortunately, he activates his king tower with a tornado. It was well played by him. I knew that if I went for a knight in front of my princess, he had to play something else with his bomb tower, so he's forced to log here. I think he's going to go in with wall breakers, so I'm going to log them. And I'm going to go for a goblin barrel because his log in his NATO slot, so I went for a princess as well to create more damage and pressure. Unfortunately, he had a really fast knight. It was well played by him. So I was waiting to see if he was going to commit for a minor or something, so I just waited to play my goblin gang. Here he goes with a magic archer, so I think I went for a high inferno tower. I went for an inferno tower like this. I thought it would kill the magic archer after, but I kind of played it like, I don't know, like one tile out of range. It was really unfortunate. So I went for an ice spirit, and I decided to log that side because I had my princess for spirit goblins. And for princess high, he goes for spirit goblins. I'm going to split my goblin gang to kill that knight and try to protect my princess, but his minor was able to pull through. It was really unfortunate. I went for goblin barrel pressure. I think that was a really bad magic archer because the knight was one tile off the center. That was lucky for me. Here I know I'm just going to go for a princess here in the middle. Go for an ice spirit, go for wall breakers. Go for a knight and then log actually. For a high inferno tower to kill that magic archer, I went for an aggressive princess to get chip damage, because you're not going to really break through with the goblin barrel because he's going to like tornado it back and play his knight. That's really well played by him. I'm just going to rock this because I know that we're heading into we're heading into sudden death, and I can have my log here for his wall breakers. He goes for a low magic archer. So I'm going to go for a low princess, set up a defense here. Ice spirit, go for a knight. If I went for a goblin gang like this, try to distract that magic archer. Fortunately gets 1, 2, 3 shots onto our tower. We go for a princess to set up defensive again. He goes for a magic archer. So I had to go for an ice spirit. I think I went for a knight. I went for a high inferno tower here to distract that magic archer. Logged everything back to make sure to redirect that minor and slash onto everything. It's really nice princess here because it got so much value. It killed that magic archer, and the second one he played down was really nice for us. So I decided to pressure here as an opportunity to protect my princess at the same time. Just going to log that. Go for a goblin gang, try to log his spirit goblins away. Go for a high princess aggressive. I know I have to ignore that minor because if I play anything into it, it'll give a magic archer value, so I try not to do that. Here I had to go, I predicted his miner, and I predicted his magic archer again because I knew he was going to play it for my goblin gang. And a really bad tornado by him. Wasn't able to get that block on, and luckily that princess splashed onto the spear goblins. I thought the tower was in rocket log range here, so I kind of risked the rocket here. For princess try to kill that spear goblin, but he plays spear goblins into it. So he goes in again, and luckily I waited for an ice spirit and then log everything back here. I need one princess lock, so I go for princess aggressive, and that's a GG. Really good game there. Important tip to win this matchup is to play princess opposite lane when they're going in, because they're not going to have fast reaction and your princess is going to lock onto their tower. Really strong there. I'm not going to show you this match because it's really unfortunate. He played super well, and I wasn't able. My cycle was kind of awkward, so the expo, after I rocket, the expo got chip damage every time, and that was really unfortunate. Here I went against Giant Scully Balloon. If you overcommit against this deck and don't play it right, you're just going to get destroyed. So you got to be careful against these kind of decks with Balloon. So for anti-tornado placement, he still gets a King Tower activation, which is unfortunate. I go for an Ice Spirit to cycle. He goes for a Baby Dragon, so I go for a Knight in return here to defend. He's going to go for a really bad Balloon here, giving me rocket value. Always rocket the Balloon, guys. So I went for aggressive princess since he played his Balloon there and got rocket value. I tried to protect my princess here, but unfortunately the Goblin Gang was a little too slow. Here we got a nice counter push here with 2 Spear Goblins. Got some nice chip damage there. Really good start here. We're up by over 1,000 damage, and we know what he's playing. He's going to go Giant Skelly in the back. I'm just going to pressure with the Goblin Barrel. Hopefully he commits with the Barb Barrel or Tornado or something, but he decides to ignore it. Herman for Inferno Tower. 1 tile to the right, because if they play Balloon on the far right, it can't bypass. So he decides to go opposite lane. Again, giving me rocket value. I don't know why he did that. Here he decided to try to predict my princess, but I didn't play it. Here I knew he was going to try to predict it again with a nice wizard, so I kind of waited a little bit. And if he wasn't going to do it, I was going to princess anyways. About here. Gets 2 hits. Forces out the ice wizard. I can just log it away for chip damage. Go for Goblin Barrel to pressure. He goes for Giant Skeleton. And unfortunately, he misplaces Barb Barrel, and we got 1 hit with our Goblin. Go for Inferno Tower again, anti-balloon placement. Again, he tries to bypass our Inferno Tower with the balloon like that, but look, guys, it's going to end up pulling it anyways. So by this, we managed to not get death damage on our tower. So he was going to go in again, so I just chip his ice wizard away with a log here. Go for a Knight and go for Inferno Tower to kill his Baby Dragon and his Giant Skeleton. So here I was afraid that he would have freeze. So I decided to rocket for safety here instead of go for an Ice Spirit. Here I just want to play defensive right now. He can cycle back fast if his deck is not that heavy. For a princess in the middle. Log for chip damage. Pressure for the Goblin Barrel here. I went for Inferno Tower for the Giant Skeleton. He goes for Balloon opposite lane. I just rocket. In Goblin Gang. I went for an Ice Spirit, try to avoid death damage, but unfortunately the balloon reached my tower. Went for a Goblin Barrel to pressure here. Forcing out a Barb Barrel. Here we got to be careful because we're kind of low on elixir by a little bit. I go for a rocket here. And luckily for us, the Baby Dragon walked in range with the rocket. Got some nice rocket value there. And the Ice Spirit connected, allowing that Spirit Goblin to get like 2 hits on his tower, which is really nice. Go for Gone Barrel off to the side. Hopefully he misses it, but he catches it. Well played. I think I went for a knight like this to try to preserve HP on my Inferno Tower. So he's forced to go opposite lane here, so I just rocket his balloon. I went for a Gone Barrel. Hopefully he doesn't have anything in cycle. Yep, he has to use his NATO. Goblin gets one stab, and that's rocket range. So just cycle back to my rocket here. And that's a good game. Really nice game there. This guy wasn't really the smartest player. He played his baby dragon with his balloon. I'm not sure what that was for. Here, we went against the popular RG Giant Skeleton deck. And since the Earthquake got a rework, many people are using the Fireball version, which is much easier in my opinion. It's much heavier for them, and they can't kill your Inferno Tower fast as quick as they used to. Here, since I played this matchup so many times, I basically dominate. You just need to control this match. You don't want to let them control you. That's how you lose. Went for a Gone Barrel Ice Spirit to pressure here. Here I'm just leaking, seeing what he has. He goes with Zappies. So I'm going to go Knight against the 2 Zappies there. Here, I didn't want to log because I think it was useless and not going to get me anywhere. So I cycle a Goblin Gang instead to support my Knight and kill those Zappies faster. He decides to go with a Giant Skeleton. So I decided to go Princess opposite lane because he did not have Zappies. So he was forced to use a Hunter or a Fisherman. So I went for an Ice Spirit like this. Gone Barrel to pressure, go for a Knight. He has to use his Electro Scissor, which was real unfortunate for him. Okay, this matchup, if they go like Giant Skeleton RG in the back, you only want to go Princess ops lane when they do not have Zappies. Because if you go Princess ops lane and they Zappies, they're going to contribute to their push on the left lane. So he's going to Zappies in the middle, try to predict my Princess, but I did not play it. Go for a log. I think I waited for that Zappy to die and played my Princess. He predicts it with a Fisherman, which was well played. Here I'm just going to cycle my Goblin Barrel to his tower here. Goes for a log. I'm trying to fix my cycle right now. He's going to RG in the back, so I Knight off same lane. It's really important to do that, guys. Split a Goblin Gang to support the Knight and kill the RG faster. Here, go for a Princess opposite lane because I knew that I didn't want him to build a big push. I went for a Goblin Barrel to pressure here. For another Knight. Goblin Gang because he uses log and I can just log the RG back. He gets one hit. That's really unfortunate for us, but it's still solid defense. For Goblin Barrel high, just in case he had log. And those goblins there almost killed that hunter, which is really value for us. Went for another princess, logged those zappies away. Went for an Inferno Tower here. Went for an Ice Spirit to make sure that Zappy doesn't retarget my Inferno Tower. Pressure with the Goblin Barrel, and I went for a Knight opposite lane here, I think. Well, I actually went for a Knight here to block my princess and pressure so we can't create a big push. He's going to go Zappies again, so I'm just going to log. Went for Inferno Tower. Luckily for us, he actually delayed a second RG. He didn't play it right away. Was able to go with the Goblin Barrel, go for a Knight high, Goblin Gang low. In this case, he wanted to log. But he logged our Goblin Barrel instead, which is really nice. I think we outcycled him here hard, so he had to go for a Fireball. We're up by like 3 elixir, which is really good for us. Go for Princess in the middle for defense. Split a Goblin Gang so that one Zappy doesn't get a hit on my tower. I went for Knight since he went with a Giant Skeleton to try to DPS it down on his side. So you go for a Goblin Barrel to pressure again. He misses. Yep, because I went for a Tricky Barrel. He misses it, which is really good. Forced out a Hunter. Went for a Goblin Gang to protect my princesses here. I went for a Knight to go to defend that Giant Skeleton here. Goblin Barrel, he goes for Zappies. I stacked 3 princesses here. And you know that I can just defend anything. He's just feeding his RGs to my princesses. I can go for a log here to delay the RG a little bit. Go for an Ice Spirit. At this point, there's only like 20 seconds left in the game. I have 3 princesses down again. For Goblin Barrel, we outcycled this log again. And that's basically a GG. So basically with this later on like double or triple elixir, you want to pressure off the lane when they don't have log in their hand. Because if they log, you're just going to log your Goblin Gang, your Goblin Barrel, your Princess getting so much value. And you just want to make sure you stack your Knights on their pushes so that you DPS down the Giant Skeleton before you kill the RG. Here I'm going to show you against 2.9 because I showed you a mortar in the last video. It was actually a rematch against this guy, so I knew where he was playing because I played him earlier today. So I'm for a Princess High and a Ice Spirit, try to predict his archers, and he played his archers. Really, really good for us. Really good start. Excellent start. Because I knew he was playing Expo, I can get away with the Princess up high because that's what I needed to do. And it ended up working out for us. He's going to test this, so I'm going to go for a Goblin Barrel here. He's going to log it. Here I went for a Princess like this because I knew that the Princess was going to lock onto the tower before the Tesla popped up. It's a really great tip to know if your opponent plays their Tesla like that. He can get away with 1 Princess hit. So Zero cycle a log on his tower. Here I'm just waiting for him to expo, so I go for a rocket and go for a Knight. Fortunately for us, he played his Knight into our rocket. And since he did, I can go for aggressive Princess here. Gets 1 hit. He decides to fireball that. I know he was low on elixir, so I went for a Goblin Barrel. And we end up getting a +1 trade from that. So here I'm just going to cycle. I'm just going to wait until I hit 10, and I'm going to cycle a log on his tower here. Really important against 2.9 Expo to cycle logs on their tower. And go for a rocket, an Ice Spirit. Here I kind of fixed my cycle because you always want your Ice Spirit to tank for the Expo. Because it's the cheapest card, and the Expo is just going to get 1 tick only, and that doesn't add up to anything really. So I decided to go for a Knight here because he went for an Ice Spirit. I'm just going to log his archer here, getting chip damage. I'm going to rocket his Expo here, go for a Goblin Gang here. Create some counter pressure as well as to tank for the Expo a little bit there. Went for a High Princess here to DPS down that Knight. Went for archers. I decided to go for the Knight, go for an ice. I should have went for an Ice Spirit, but I went for a log instead, and I rocketed his tower. Expo I meant. Here he's trying to outcycle me, so went for a Princess again. Went for a Knight, I went for a log, and went for a rocket here, same sequence. Here he's trying to regain his elixir, so I went for an Ice Spirit, go for a Princess, Goblin Barrel, and Princess here. Went for a log, went for a Knight. Here I knew I didn't have enough elixir for my rocket, so I decided to try to stall that Expo here. Went for a Princess, I went for a log. Unfortunately, the Expo was still alive. It got some damage. Here I went for a rocket here. by doing that sequence, by tanking for that expo, I wasn't able to get outcycled. I saved my rocket for his expo. Go for Gone Roll to Pressure. And we're heading to triple elixir here. I'm just going to Knight this, try to bait out some cards, and go for Rocket. And since that lead early on in single elixir got us so far ahead, basically we just want to play defensive. And the matchup is winnable. So for Knight low, let's talk about Rocket here on his expo. Basically, I just want to, at this point, I just want to get log damage on his tower and keep up with his cycle. As long as you play actively and play your cards frequently in triple elixir, there's no way they can outcycle your Rocket. Here I knew that there was like only 20 seconds left, so I knew I could stall this expo by just cycling my Knight, Goblin Gang, and my Inferno Tower. If I play Inferno Tower, opposite lane and one tile high, they can't firewall your tower at the same time, so they're not going to get any good value. And that's a GG. Really nice game there. If they're a really good player, you'll eventually get outcycled. They'll eventually outcycle your Rocket, so you really want to try to get away with the Inferno Tower or just tank for the expo like what I did there, the Knight, Goblin Gang, and just log cycled it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. We're currently really high in my opinion. I've never been this high before with 3 days left in the season. Hoping to maintain this. Hope you guys can learn something. Stay tuned for the next video. Bye guys.